True fans live for their team. For those true U of A fans, there is Hughes Federal Credit Union. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union. Smart choice.
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. Greg, as impossible as it is to believe, it's basketball season.
6 months, almost to the day from the loss to Wisconsin. It went by in 6 seconds.
I know, it's crazy. Arizona will hold its preseason media day Friday. They'll hold their first practice at some point over the weekend. We're about 2 weeks away from the Red-Blue game and about 5 weeks away from their season opener. And yet, and I feel like it's this way with basketball every year, I have no idea what kind of a team Arizona has.
Isn't that amazing? This year more than ever. I think more so than probably Sean Miller's first year. Who's starting?
Right. Who's starting? Who's
Other
going to lead
than Zeus?
Right. Who's going to lead the team in scoring?
Mark Tollefson, Alonzo Trier, Kadeem Allen, Ryan Anderson.
Ryan Anderson. I mean, is Parker Jackson Cartwright the starting point guard? Probably. If he gets hurt, who's the backup?
I walked past Parker Jackson Cartwright in the hallway at McHale a couple days ago. Boom!
Really?
He's gained. I went, wow, is that the same guy?
Wow.
He looks like he's lifted weights all summer.
Wow. Well, this is an Arizona team, Greg, that I think is interesting only in that there are so many questions. I have no idea how good they're going to be immediately. In fact, my guess is immediately they're not going to be very good. This is a team that, because it's so young, could probably improve as they get into conference play. But the fact that they don't really play anybody in non-conference, with the exception of maybe Michigan State in that Wooden tournament, and the fact that they have so many guys that are just question marks, I don't know when we're going to get a feel as to whether this team's good or not.
I think it's December 6th. If it's not December 6th, it's December 12th. They play at Gonzaga, the best front line of college basketball this year. So they're going to have 2 months basically from now to get ready for that Gonzaga game. And that's going to be Gonzaga's biggest game of the year. Then we'll know.
Then we'll know. Who are you most excited to watch this year?
Kadeem Allen. You hear so much about him, the National Junior College Player of the Year. And last year, when we had media availability in the NCAAs, the players said Kadeem Allen is often their best player in practice.
Right, their best shooter for sure.
And you never hear a word about him. Is he really good?
Or is he just a guy? Right, because we had heard similar stories about like Brendan Lavender over the years. He would shoot the lights out in practice and then kind of wouldn't play.
Right. I would think if another Pac-12 team had Kadeem Allen, he'd be on the cover of their media guide.
Right, right.
He wouldn't have redshirted.
That's true. And they could have used him last year, I think. To me, the guy who I'm most interested to see play is probably Ryan Anderson, and here's why. You know, he doesn't jump off the page at you, but he was a pretty good player in a darn good conference when he was at Boston College. He's a guy who's redshirted, and he's a guy who Sean Miller has said time and time again is their biggest leader. He's their natural leader. I'm curious, is he going to lead by leading them in rebounds and leading them in points, or is he going to lead by being somebody who brings the team together? He reminds me a little bit of TJ McConnell in that I think that Sean Miller is going to be so effusive about him. And I think that he is going to be the team's most beloved player probably as soon as he steps on the court.
He is number one, an adult. Number two, a personality. Number three, averaged 14 points a game in the ACC. Athlon Magazine, for what it's worth, put him on the first team All Pac-12 team. They've seen him play. This team really, by February and March, if they go to the Elite Eight, it shouldn't be a surprise.
Right. Well, you know the talent's there. It's just a matter of making all the different pieces fit. So
it's going to be a very entertaining season to follow.
Absolutely. One thing that intrigues me here, Greg, and then I'll let you go. This team has a makeup unlike any that Sean Miller's ever had. You have an international player in Ristich. You have a major college transfer in Anderson, a small college transfer in Tollefson. You have junior college guys. You have high school All-Americans. You have just kind of walk-ons who have turned into good players. I mean, it's the composition of this team is compelling to me.
And we haven't even mentioned Ray Smith, the freshman who had a knee injury for a year. He's an elite level 5-star recruit.
Absolutely.
Boy, you have a guy like that who is kind of another guy. This is really going to be fun to watch.
It's going to be a super interesting year. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.
True fans live for their team. They buy the gear, they order the tickets, they pay for the seats and the experiences. For those true U of A fans, thankfully there is Hughes Federal Credit Union, offering the latest payment choices such as U of A debit cards, paying online, paying a friend with Pop Money, or using Apple Pay with your mobile phone. Show your U of A spirit and put technology and convenience at your fingertips. Hughes Federal Credit Union, smart choice.